So, something happens when staff members begin to realize that you, the manager, or the supervisor one layer up, is dedicated to identifying problems and helping problems get resolved. That manager starts getting a level of loyalty and commitment from the teams that's unprecedented. The engagement of everybody rises. So, because problems are not being resolved, all of a sudden, people start getting angry and upset, so this layer of frustration starts building around the light bulb to where now you come and ask me what my thoughts are. You're not going to get the light bulb. I'm not going to tell you about my light bulb. I'm going to tell you how frustrated I am that my light bulbs are not being lit up. Okay? That nobody here listens. So now drama comes in, which is going to be the third layer. So the first layer around these ideas that we could tap into when they're not being addressed or they're not being given a chance to live or to come out, a layer of frustration happens, which then after a while, that layer becomes anger.
Yeah, and cynicism.
Okay? And cynicism.
Yeah.
So you have a tremendous amount of frustration, okay, which builds around another layer, cynicism and anger, all right? And then the third layer is pretty much what frontliners have to resort to get your attention, and that's drama.
Yep.
Okay? And that drama is normally manifested by gossip, okay? Attacking one another, misbehavior, because somehow human nature pretty much understands, especially those personalities that thrive on conflict, that if I just simply create an issue or create drama, somebody will pay attention. Because hey, after all, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So you know what? I'm going to make an issue of that. And all of a sudden, somebody makes an issue of it. It becomes a problem. Lo and behold, what happens? It gets fixed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what it takes around here.
That's what it works. That's what works.
So what are we saying? What we're saying is you have to be able to overcome your fear by understanding the layers around the ideas. Whenever you are going to talk to an employee about what the problems are, you have to assume and get ready for the first thing to happen is drama. Lots and lots of drama. So, don't take it personally, don't attack them, don't say things like, well, you know, I would listen to better if you weren't so dramatic, and you don't realize you're being just as dramatic, it's just that you're doing it a different way. So when you're helping them get through these issues, you have to let them get that drama out. Okay? And the more you let them get that drama out, the more you're building confidence. Then you can say things like, okay, so let me ask you this. What I'm hearing you say is that this has gotten you to a point to where you're tremendously angry that nothing's happening. Yes, you know what? As a matter of fact, yes. And then let them rip you for another 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You've not been in a couple of those, huh? A couple of them. You listen to them. You're writing things down. Okay, so what you're saying is, see, you're listening. You're validating. Okay, what are you trying to do? You're chiseling through the layers to get to the real gold. Okay? And then you say, all right, so let me ask you this. Could we say that you are almost at a point of unbreakable frustration? Yes, I am. Very much so. Tell me a little bit about that. Okay? And then they tell you more, and you say, okay, so let me. And so you're validating that person. You're getting closer and closer to the issue, and now you can say this. All right, so let me understand. What do you think the real issue is that could possibly allow us to fix this? I tell you what. If you spend that 8, 10, 15, 20-minute session powering and drilling through with showing a lot of patience through that first layer of drama, okay? And then you work through and power through and drill through the next layer of anger, and then get through and power through the next layer of frustration. By the time you ask that question in a very sincere way, and you ask them, so tell me, what do you think we could do to resolve this? What have you thought about of what the real problem is, and what do you think we ought to be able to do to get this fixed? Then just listen to what they say, and that's when they're going to tell you. Because the last manager didn't do anything about it, or the last manager I told scolded me, and I don't know what you're going to do with this information. So when they tell you what they think ought to happen, you need to validate them in an unbelievably high manner. We'll show you in just a minute what that looks like.
When they tell you what they think should happen, it could, in your mind, be
Really?
either the dumbest or the most impossible thing. Well, we just need to do this on the moon. I don't care how crazy it sounds, your answer is good idea.
In a very sincere way, you need to be able to say, okay, so what you're saying is, show interest.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Why? Because they gave you what they believe could change this whole thing, even if you think that's a bad idea, because you never really know until you engage with them a little later about it. You have to validate the person, despite whether the idea may actually end up being a great idea or not. So go ahead.
Well, one of the things that then happens, you take that idea, you do something meaningful with it, and when you get back to them and you say, man, that was a great idea, but we can't do it. There's some reasons why we can't get there. Can we talk about, do you have some more ideas? Do you have any more thoughts? Their engagement after that meeting goes way up. And even if nothing changes outwardly, their level of connection to the work and their morale skyrockets, and you get more from them.